This is a challenge to beat COD4 Modern Warfare with only using the starting secondary, meaning I can only use the starting loadout, but instead of the whole loadout, I can only use the gun in the second slot. And yes, the original COD4 that's known for 10,000 nades being thrown at us. The game starts off with a civil war in Russia with 15,000 nukes at stake. Khalid al-Assad, being the second most powerful man in the Middle East, is a top dog, dangerous man. We are the new guy, so selected to be in the team with Captain Price.
Right. What the hell kind of name is Soap, eh? How'd a muppet like you pass selection?
Captain Price puts on a CQB test, which requires the use of an MP5, but we'll switch to the pistol to try and beat the record. I end up beating the record on the test and then head over to Captain Price. Difficulty is veteran for this challenge too. The team heads to a ship to retrieve a package as informed by the Russians. We landed on the ship and made it to the lower deck of the ship while me using the pistol. The team gets a strong reading from one of the crates. We open up the crate only to find a box with nuclear logos surrounding it and Arabic text. Faceplate Chopper informs us there's no time to secure the package and to bring out what we can to the chopper as there's two bogies heading our way. The enemy aircrafts open fire on the ship as we attempt to make our way out. We rush out of the lower deck and make a leap towards the chopper, leading us to escape while seeing a sinking ship. The game then takes us to the last tragic moments of the president in the Middle East getting assassinated by the top dog Khalid al-Assad on camera to prove he is a force to be reckoned with. Captain Price informs we cannot do much for the president as of this time, but our friend Nikolai needs to be rescued as he has been captured. The secondary for this mission is a sniper sadly, so we'll have to be careful of our ammo usage, as we won't be able to find another sniper from any enemies from this mission. We meet Kamarov, that is a rebel against Khalid al-Assad. We snipe the enemies to help Kamarov's men push through the enemy side, as pressures Kamarov to tell us where Nikolai is being held by hanging him on the edge of a tall building. He informs us Nikolai is at a house northeast end of the village. After finding the house, Gaz cuts the power and I infiltrate with Captain Price. Nikolai sitting in the corner, we pick him up and he joins us to leave in the helicopter. The American spotters have a possible fix on al-Assad in a building within a town. They get dropped off in a city to search for him. They didn't find al-Assad in the building they were informed of, but they receive a report he is broadcasting from a TV station within the city. After finding the TV station, they breach into it and push through to find al-Assad. This area was extremely hard to only using my pistol because of only having 10 bullets left. The strat I used was to just jolt past most of the enemies and hide in the corner. They can't throw much nades in here. They find the broadcast room just to see it was a pre-recorded broadcast of al-Assad and make fun of the military intelligence. They push further into the city to find al-Assad and also to team up with the War Pig too. After pushing through the buildings, we encounter some tanks on the bridge. This is one of the only times I could not use my secondary, as I had to destroy the tanks to progress. So I pick up the javelin and blow up the tanks. After doing so, I go to find the War Pig's tank and give them the support. We request support from the choppers, but they reject us as there is a CPU in the facility. And I move forward with the few bullets I have left to stab the men within the CPU area. The choppers receive word it's safe to come in. They come shooting up the remaining enemies. Captain Price informs we are taking Nikolai to a safe place in Hamburg, only to have our chopper shot down by a homing missile. After getting shot down, Captain Price requests support from the EC-130. I watch an old man die because it's not worth one of my precious bullets in my pistol, and instead I just let my team kill most of them. A helicopter with a spotlight approaches and we hit prone to avoid being sighted. After doing so, we still get spotted. We break the door open and enter the house for cover from the heli. After escaping the heli, we make our way to the farmhouse, but the heli spots us again. To progress again, I need to use a launcher to destroy the heli, as it is impossible otherwise. The AC-130 is finally nearby and assists with destroying the enemies and their vehicles. There is a AC-130 mission next, but I'll be skipping that as it won't be good content. All that happens in this mission is just us using the AC-130 to help Captain Price's crew escape the area in choppers. The US Marines continue to push to find Al-Assad. After pushing through the center of the town, we rotate around towards the right side and eliminate all the enemies on site. An enemy tank was spotted only to be shot down from our friendly tank through a brick wall. We then get picked up in a heli for the next mission. The Americans have another possible fix on Al-Assad in the capital city, and informed he may possibly have some Russian warheads. We get transported to another location while gunning enemies down with a grenade launcher attached to the chopper. Our team moves in to save some soldiers on the second floor of the building. We push through and make it back to the chopper. Command informs us of a possible nuclear device located in Al-Assad's palace nearby and suggests we make our way out. As we try to escape, our fellow Cobra is shot down by a homing missile. We advise going to save the pilot, but also advised by command we won't be able to be clear from the site in time if a nuclear warhead goes off. Our team still moves in to capture her as soon as possible. Again, we are informed by command of a nuclear threat and to travel to a minimum safe distance until all clear. As it was confirmed and the NEST team attempts to disarm, they goes off and all choppers are sent to the ground. Nikolai informs Captain Price Al-Assad would never sacrifice himself and he knows a safe house Al-Assad used in the past. We start the mission and switch to the secondary to realize it's not a pistol this time, it's a shotgun. The Russians inform us Al-Assad is in the village and is being protected. We push through each and every building to find him, but sadly nothing found yet. There was an option to use the heli support, but because we are doing a secondary only challenge, I won't use it other than the required building to progress. After getting past the town of buildings, we find a farmhouse which consists of Al-Assad. We infiltrate and capture Al-Assad. Captain Price tries to interrogate him, but he speaks of nothing. Al-Assad then receives a call from Imran Zakir, which is hinting to the team that he is in charge. We then get put into the past after the Second World War, where Price and Captain Macmillan were authorized to assassinate Imran Zakir, as Imran Zakir was trying to get his hands on the nuclear material. This is in a place 15 years ago. The land is full of radiation. This mission was all about not being spotted and making our way through the enemies to get closer to Imran Zakir. The only kind of difficult shot I needed to do was shooting a guy in the church lookout tower. But other than that, it was just us sneaking through the enemies the whole way through. Even after jolting through where the enemies were moving past us was easy. I did have to snipe an enemy on the top of the stairs with a pistol, but he easily died in one bullet.
Look at this place. 50,000 people used to live in the city. Now it's a ghost town. Never seen anything like it.
We see the tower to observe the exchange Zakir will be making and head to it. I observe the exchange and then take shots at him, only to shoot his arm off. We get spotted by the enemy helicopter, so I shoot it down with a sniper and make my escape with the captain. Captain informs we have been compromised and asks for a heli for the extraction point. We rush through the buildings to escape the enemies while the time continues to run short. Another heli spots us on the way, and again I had to snipe it with my pistol. The heli tries to crash into us and does hit the captain's legs, making him immobile. I then carry Macmillan all the way to the extraction point. After finally getting to the extraction point, I place him down behind the first wheel as instructed, and I find a spot to hide from the enemies until the heli comes. This area was extremely hard when it came to finding an area to hide. I did find a place next to the Ferris wheel which did have windows and an opening, but for some reason they could not get a nade in there luckily. After waiting 15 minutes for the chopper while being bombed with nades, I rush over to the captain and throw him into the chopper. Back to the present, Captain Price informs us of the ultranationalists from Zakir, which will be showing up to claim Al-Assad. The secondary for this one is a sniper. We bomb the enemy approaching troops and start retreating as we are getting overwhelmed. There were more explosives planted around the area in which we used to reduce the enemy assault, but still was overwhelmed. After retreating as far as we could, I had to use the javelins to destroy the incoming tanks again, otherwise the mission won't progress. The heli informs us the area is too hot with sand terrains everywhere, so they will need to be landing at the bottom of the hill instead. As the timer appeared, I rushed through the right side of the map as there was less enemies and kept groaning when I was about to die. Eventually, after many deaths, I did make it through all the way to the chopper with a lot of time to spare. The squad then targets Zakhaev's son as he is the commander of the ultra-nationalist forces and he will know where his father resides. We infiltrate the enemy camp and wear their clothes. We then later ambush the son of Zakhaev and we start to ambush his team. The jeep drives into the tower we are residing in and we fall down to see the son of Zakhaev trying to run away. We go on a chase to capture him. After getting past all of his ultranationalists, we get to the top of the tower that he is hiding in, and he shoots himself before letting anyone touch him. Zakhaev makes a speech about what happened.
Our so-called leaders prostituted us to the West, destroyed our culture, our economies, our honor. Our blood has been spilled on our soil. My blood on their hands. They are the invaders. All US and British forces will leave Russia immediately or suffer the consequences.
We are informed to take over the launch facility, otherwise there is no tomorrow. On the way to the launch facility, we use C4s to destroy the power grid and cut their power so then Charlie 6 can breach. After getting through a bunch of enemies, we find the American sniping team hiding in the grass. As we went to greet them, we see 2 missiles being launched. These nuclear missiles are on their way to hit America unless we get the launch codes and use them in the launch facility. Another team is working on getting these launch codes while we make our way to the launch site. A tank is sighted on the way and I have to destroy it with C4s. When getting to the next area, there are 2 tanks to destroy with C4s again. After doing so, we cut through the vents and head down. We rush through the enemy Russians to get through the launch room and then place the access codes which destroy the missiles. We see on the salute feed Zakhaev is escaping on a vehicle. After pushing through, we find our way out of the launch facility and find some trucks. This area is extremely hot while escaping as we were surrounded by enemies all the way through. There was even a chopper that tried attacking us and destroyed the bridge we were trying to get across. The bridge wasn't holding after we crashed, so we made our way to the solid area of the bridge, but was surrounded by enemy forces. Captain Price calls for backup, but they replied they are working on it, but cannot confirm at this time. Hammer of guns in to help instead, but has an ETA of 3 minutes. The heli shoots its missile near me and disorientates me. Greg attempts to drag me and saves me, but gets shot down. All looks to be lost as we see Zakhaev slowly approaching us and burning people down. Captain Price tosses his pistol at us. We shoot Zakhaev and his 2 men. Hammer comes in and escorts us through his chopper away with his men. The bonus mission, Mile High Club, was extremely hard to complete with a pistol as every bullet mattered. I had to ensure I hit most of my shots and make my way to the hostage. After 2 hours of grinding, I finally hit all my shots, then made my way to the hostage within a minute. That concludes the whole challenge. I have to admit, it was one of the hardest challenges I have ever completed in any game, as there was caution in every amount of ammo I used, the time limits in certain missions. I would like to know how you guys attempted a veteran, and even maybe a challenge. Let me know in the comments.